Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 video. This is going to be a free-for-all match. This is actually my very first free-for-all match. However, I'm supremely confident I can win it. One, because I'm sure only newbies play free-for-all. I mean, there's not even a ladder system for it. Not that I would be in Diamond League yet anyways, it's just my first match, so it's going to be hard for me to find good opponents. But two is because free-for-all is very different strategy from 1v1. And if you do not adapt to the different strategy, you have basically zero chance of winning. And that's mostly why I wanted to make this video, because it doesn't really matter what you do. The one thing is you have to understand free-for-alls. So I guess I'll just start talking about the difference of it. Well, let's kind of open this up here. Introduce this video, I suppose. I am spawning the 12 o'clock. This is the Lost Temple, and I'm spawning as Terran. I have a Protoss to my west, and a Protoss to my south, and a Zerg to my east. I am building an initial wall out front of my base. I'm going to try to go for a very fast expansion. So, there's basically a concept from 1v1s that people carry on to free-for-alls, which is very false. And that is basically offense equals defense, defense equals offense. And that's very true in 1v1s. Like, if I kill my opponent's base, I win the game. If my opponent kills my base, I lose the game. Or, if I destroy my opponent's army, like if I do that sort of offense, it's also great defense for me in that I cannot be attacked. And these things do not hold true in free-for-alls. If I go and, to say I all-in rush this guy, I kill this Zerg opponent, it doesn't mean I win the game. In fact, it probably puts me behind. And I'm going to get into that more later. So basically, the way you want to play free-for-alls is you want to not attack, ever, for any reason whatsoever. Anytime you're in an attack, you should be cringing, saying, God damn it, I wish I weren't in this attack. The other thing you want to do is just get a gigantic force. And for that reason, you'll need a lot of expansions. So as soon as I started this game, immediately I'm thinking, okay, I want to take this space, I want to take this expansion, I want to take this high yield, I want to take this island. And I'm going to cordon off that section of the map for myself. This is all going to be me. So my strategy for doing that was I'm going to just go a heavy marine build first. Not marine, sorry, mineral build first. Notice I have no gas. I'm just getting lots of SCVs, lots of orbitals. I'm going to saturate these two bases as soon as possible and just rely on double bunker marines to defend my front line. So you can see purple is moving out and attacking Zerg here. That's 4 zealots, 5 zealots on the field. Zerg is in a lot of trouble here actually. He's got some Zerglings on the field. Looks like he's throwing down a Spine Crawler to defend his base. And here come the Zealots, second Spine Crawler in. And between the Queen and the Lings, looks like he's going to be able to hold. So, let me ask you, who won that battle? Here's Zerg. Did he get an advantage during that battle? Or Protoss, did he get an advantage in that battle? And the answer is none of the above. Red did not get an advantage and purple did not get an advantage. Well, you may ask, how is that possible? I will tell you who got the advantage. Teal and myself. Protoss, he was going double warp, double Stargate, or double gateway zealots, so that kept his economy behind and that kept his tech behind. So he has fallen behind his. So you notice his Protoss opponent already has a Stargate and a Cyber Core out where he does not. Notice I already have an expansion completely saturated where he does not. So by rushing, he fell far behind me. And then Zerg, he lost his expansion, he lost a bunch of units, Protoss lost some zealots too. So he was losing, go the units lost tab, say they lost between them 600 units worth of resources, where Teal and myself lost nothing. again, we have an attack from 2 Void Rays here. Looks like they're going to be able to take down this Nexus. Purple saving up his probes. And again, like any other battle, teal is going to set teal behind a little bit. This is going to set purple behind a lot. And the main advantage to this is going to be myself. I'm going to be the one going ahead. See, now purple is forced to counterattack to try to draw the Void Rays back. And you can see here, purple is losing, teal is losing, red is gaining, I am gaining. So I hope you get the idea now behind free-for-alls. Anytime you attack, both the defender and the attacker are falling behind. So, what sort of strategy should you have? Well, first of all, you don't want to get attacked. And there's 2 reasons someone would attack you. There's a smart reason, in that they identify you as the greatest threat in the game. And that's how you should play. You should attack the strongest opponent in free-for-all. There's no point taking out the weak guy. It's just going to allow the strong guy to get even further ahead. You should always attack the strength, because you have to win the free-for-all. It doesn't help to like knock a person out. You have to be the last man standing. And then 2 is they may attack you if you're undefended. You're an easy target. So you want to prevent the latter. You want him to, like, anytime he pokes his head in, to just never, ever, ever want to come back again. Notice I did screw up here. I kind of forgot my Marines. These should typically be full bunkers. And then at the same time, I'm just preventing any sort of counterattack from behind. I'm just setting up all these missile turrets. This is kind of like a blink zone, so I'm actually going to set up a planetary fortress right here to defend. And then on the island, again, lots of missile turrets. Just try to prevent him from ever bringing in air to attack this, or breaking in ground to be able to like land transports. And with this many missile turrets, you definitely want to get the range upgrade. And the armor upgrade is also a sweet one too. So if we go to the income tab, you can see I have 70 harvesters, everyone else is 40. They're worried about teching, well, I'm teching too, but they're worried about like attacking, where I am not. I'm just expanding and building up. Yeah, so this is probably an example of the noobish abilities here. He does have the level 3 charge, but against this many missile turrets, this is kind of suicide. And I am just starting to pump out my Viking force right now. When you are building your army, you want to think defense first, and then offense. So I'm thinking just tanks and Vikings to start. You know, just get the tanks up to defend my front line. Get my Vikings up to try to take air superiority over any sort of air attack that can come in. And then once I've established my defense and my expansions, then I can start throwing in my, like, however I want to end the game, be it, you know, battle cruisers or Thors or, you know, whatever you want to push the army, push your enemy with. So I'm sure I've been missing other attacks going on, and of course every single time they attack, like say purple attacked red, puts red further behind, puts purple further behind, puts me further ahead. So it looks like I'm going for battle cruisers. This is the point where I've decided, okay, it's battle cruiser time, and I start throwing on bunches of the Stargate, the starports. Also trying to clear out this expansion here. Notice I did take the high ground. I want like the wall of missile turrets. I don't want to be able to come in this way behind me and get into this base. And I find this is a pretty good position too for a siege tank. It does defend if he comes in this way, and it defends this base somewhat as well. Again, purple and pink attack, or purple and teal attacking here. Teal losing and purple losing. Myself falling ahead. I guess I'm going to be done with that sort of thought. Not going to keep on saying it, but I think it's pretty obvious how this is working out for me. I guess the best example is doing a sixling rush. You do a sixling rush, you kill your opponent. What happens? At the end of the sixling rush, you have no economy, and you still have 2 opponents left with gigantic economy and army. So obviously this is a more boring version of the game, I would say. It's kind of neat in that you can go to like all the way up to tier 3 and the 200 supply armies like almost every single game. And no, this isn't some sort of bad manner. I'm going to throw a bunch of command centers in your base just to show how strong I am. I'm actually going to use these command centers for static defense, and that's because I'm going to hit my 200 supply cap. So the nice thing about planetary fortresses are they are 0 supply, and that's really the only resource I'm lacking in is supply. As you can see, I do have lots of minerals. So as I'm going to be taking this base here, I am going to try to move out my front line to cover both these choke points. So it looks like Zerg is going for a mass air build. I think he just has 3 bases, as does Pink. Teal has 2 bases, and I got 4 bases, fully saturated, been up longer, and they're defended better than anyone else's by a mile. Try to come in this way. We got everything double turreted more or less along here. The blink up zone, we got a couple siege tanks and a planetary fortress. My front line, I got like 4 fortresses and a bunch of tanks, as well as my battlecruiser army. And then everywhere else along here is just missile turreted up, and this is going to be missile turreted up as well. In fact, I may even throw some turrets on this high ground just to try to defend this high ground as well.